Good afternoon. Today I will be talking through my third assessment, which is the key learnings for the subject of operational improvement. And my name is Grant Urani. In terms of my managerial portfolio, this subject area represents one of my key weaknesses. Disprofiling from my previous leadership subject highlighted that I exhibit a high I and medium D profile. And I recognize that I'm not naturally a process-driven individual. However, I am highly motivated, goal-orientated, and quite sociable. But surprisingly, I've found this subject highly engaging, particularly in exploring digital operation strategy, supply chain management, and strategic thinking. I especially appreciated the Toyota example, which we've heard numerous times throughout this subject, which effectively illustrates the successful application of Kaizen and lean principles of manufacturing. These concepts have provided valuable insights into operational excellence and continuous improvement. The first learning that I have identified within this subject is the use of, or the ability to identify bottlenecks, the definition and importance of identifying bottlenecks, as well as the tools and methods that can be used in this process, such as process mapping and flow analysis. One real world application that's come about as a course of due to doing this subject has been related to my accounts payable invoice coding process. So our team had expressed concerns about inefficiencies in the new accounts payable process. And to address this, I conducted a comprehensive process mapping exercise to analyze each step involved. The analysis revealed significant time wastage during the invoice coding stages, where the accounts payable team frequently had to request additional information from the submitting team, often contacting them 3 or 4 times after the fact. And based on these findings, I proposed a recommendation to our business to streamline this stage, expediting this process, and which will inevitably reduce delays in the invoice payments. The process is currently waiting approval, and it is expected to enhance efficiency and significantly improve the process. So again, by leveraging the theory throughout this process with identifying bottlenecks, that has helped me with that real world application. The second learning I have is around lean principles and overview of lean principles around waste elimination, value stream mapping, and in particular, the example from Toyota, how they were able to streamline parts of their business or the manufacturing part of their business to drive efficiencies. And really understanding the impact this can have on the operational efficiency, which inevitably can flow on to the return on investment and the financials for a business. A real world example that I have of this process is customer stock on hand reductions, which are able to drive increased profitability. So by that, I had a customer that expressed dissatisfaction and was actually considering moving to a competitor product due to having high levels of inactive stock on hand of some of our vast product range. So in my last meeting, I actually proposed a targeted stock reduction plan for some of their slowest moving product lines, which also led to our business looking to provide some financial support to them as well. But the plan basically included strategies to redistribute the stock across their network and optimize the inventory levels to really make that stock work harder for them and reduce their working capital. As a result, the customer successfully reduced their stock on hand costs by about 21% within just the last 6 weeks alone. And obviously heading into the Christmas period, I think that reduction will also improve. So that's been a principle that I've learned around the lean principles and been able to put that into real world theory. The third learning that I have is around continuous improvement and Kaizen, I guess, and really understanding the definition and relevance of Kaizen. And for me, that's important because at James Hardie, we have a methodology that is PDCA, which is plan, do, check, and adjust, which is quite similar. But understanding that, these strategies really foster a culture of continuous improvement. And I think for me, the biggest thing has been, really understanding this within the business, that plan, do, check, and adjust concept I understood, but didn't really fully grasp and integrate into my approach. However, through this subject, I've gained a deeper understanding of the Kaizen principle and its significance. As I said before, which is quite similar to PDCA, and I now recognize how and why this theory is crucial. Having observed some real-world examples of its successful application, in driving continuous improvement and operational excellence. So my third learning is all around, really deepening my understanding of this and reinforcing this belief of Kaizen and continuous improvement. My fourth learning in this subject has been data-driven decision making and the role of analytics in operational improvement. So some tools and frameworks such as the Six Sigma dashboards. And I guess a real world example has been the current defect rate that is within the James Hardie business. We've had an issue in some of our factories with increasing defect rates, which is creating challenges for our sales team in market. And I think the Six Sigma methodology has provided me with some valuable insights and practical tools with this five step process that can serve me and to really use and identify root causes of these issues. So that's helped me definitely into the future. My fifth learning is around change management and using it for improving initiatives within a business. So one of the key takeouts from this subject has been the importance of change management in operations and really knowing that you probably will face some resistance to change when you try to implement. One tool or framework that's I think will be quite positive for me is the Kotter's 8-step change model. And one real world example is we actually have a CRM tool that is quite outdated and functions more as a monitoring system for our sales team rather than a proactive tool for growth. The principles discussed in this subject have provided me with valuable insights into this change management space, particularly around, establishing a clear vision, communicating effectively, and embedding change into the organizational culture. These concepts have deeply resonated with me. And I believe that adopting a modern CRM, tool is effective, will be effective for a business, but I will be faced with some challenges that, I will have to overcome. On reflection, I think these learnings will influence my management style in a couple of key ways. So as I said before, really having that clear vision and strategic alignment. I know that I've learned the importance of having that clear vision and making sure my actions align with the organization's broader goals. And now focusing on communicating that vision effectively and clearly to my team. Embedding that change or embedding change in the culture, I've realized is very important. And you need to lead by example and encourage with your actions. And the third is around data-driven decision making. So I've started to focus on using data and analytics a little bit more when making decisions. Lean manufacturing and Six Sigma have taught me that these are essential in improving efficiency and achieving better outcomes. That plan, do check and adjust, or the Kaizen methodology has shown me is to be quite important. And I've actually come across a motivational quote from Mark Twain that I believe is really powerful in that it's continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. So in conclusion, I've listed my five key learnings, and lastly, around collective impact on operational improvement. Also ultimately, collective impact is about teamwork and alignment, and when we work together towards a shared goals, we can achieve those operational improvements that are sustainable and impactful, as well as workplace management. So, workplace management is about balancing the organization's needs with the employee well-being. And by doing so, you can create a productive and engaged, adaptive workforce that drives success, which is, better for the longevity of a business. Thank you for listening to my key learnings in operational improvement.